Very good afternoon to all, as well as good evening to my friends who are watching from other places. It's 3. I think there are a lot of people who have joined us. Thanks, first of all, to join for being a part of this webinar. As you know, Kumaraguru College of Liberal Arts and Science, Department of Visual Communication has been organizing various webinar programs. Speakers from all over the world has been taking part. And today, I felt I can share my knowledge on visual effects. That is the reason I opted fine, let's share only for the media students. So far the webinar has been open for everybody, but today we had a very specific crowds been invited for this. If I'm correct, it is going to be like Kumaraguru College of Liberal Arts and Science, Department of Visual Communication students from as well as other department students also is here. And Loyola College is here, JP College from Tenkasi is here, PSG College of Arts and Science also is here. And I'm sure some more college students have joined here. So thanks a lot. I'll guarantee you this webinar is going to be it will enlighten you on various aspects that we have been dealing with the media industry. A few of the concepts you would have known already, and few of the concepts maybe something new. And what I will be actually doing here is I will try to take it up in such a way that this webinar gives you a past of what has been doing and how it is changing and how it is going to be. So that is where we will try to look at this part. I prefer you guys use your headphones for better listening, because there are some visuals that I'll be playing out to have a better feel. Use headphones, and if you are using your YouTube or laptop, please do change your viewer setting to 480 or much more than that, so that the HD quality output is there. Okay, without wasting time, I will go on. So as of now, if you look at as it is today, if I have to ask you what is VFX, people will say like a wire removal, or it can be rotoscopic, whatever it is. Okay, I'll play just one video which will comprise as per VFX standard, okay, which tells you what is VFX basically. Okay, what is animation, what VFX is. Okay, without wasting time, I will put the video. Okay, let's listen to that.
क्या एनिमेशन है यार?
ये एनिमेशन है?
हाँ,
क्या मस्त एनिमेशन है यार?
व्हाट्सएप।
No guys, that is not animation. That was visual effects. Now take a movie like Shrek or Frozen. That is an animation movie. On the other hand, a movie like Avengers or Doctor Strange, that is a visual effects movie. Visual effects, or VFX as it is commonly called, is all about creating and manipulating computer-generated imagery and combining it with live-action elements, also known as compositing. The most common tool that we use in VFX today is a green screen, a background that can be easily removed from behind the actor and replaced with a completely different background. That is chroma keying. Thanks guys. Another method of separating the background from the foreground is called rotoscoping. This is a slightly more painstaking process and is used when there is no helpful green screen behind the actor to aid the VFX artist. Tracking is another very important tool in VFX. In this case, tracking is used to replicate and apply the movement of my hand to the computer graphic elements. Often, we have rigs and cables attached to actors or objects which have to be removed later on to create an impression of magic.
But what about movies where there are no robots or aliens trying to annihilate you?
Almost all movies today have some amount of VFX in them, and the job of a good VFX artist is to make sure that no one ever notices them. That is invisible VFX.
Okay, I'm sure like you would have understood what type of VFX our media industry has been using as in like wire removal or rotoscopic or green mat. You can name it, you have it there. Okay, it has variety of VFX. But you also have to know how this media industry has suffered a little bit earlier, as well as how from a worst part it has gone into the next best part. Okay, so that's what I'll try to take you from a little bit of history in 2010, 11, 12, and 13, and as well as possibly to the current status. Okay. Okay. So if I were to go back and tell you, I'll just add you a slide which tells you the current status. If you look at current status, the streaming media has taken up a huge part in making sure that this media survives. Okay, why do I have to say is the standard of visuals or visual effects has been very dominating in a streaming media. Take example Netflix. The Netflix original series carries a lot of VFX program, I mean movies or series or whatever it is, Money Heist. Okay, you have a lot there. Okay, and it is not a feature film basically. So this kind of concept has been started coming into, and also this VFX has become so popular not only in movies, in animation as well as in gaming industry. So there are VFX has been used in this part of industry also, and there is a need for adopting of new technology. Okay, that's what we'll be looking at, how this VFX is getting into the new part of technology. Okay, and if I have to go through, there is two things that media industry that is looking at. Okay, large facilities have been establishing a presence in the cities where film or TV production taking place, which means like China or India, or even including like taking either it's Hyderabad or either it's Chennai, you have VFX is coming here, putting up the places. Before it was like any work we go to US, any work we go to Canada, any work we go to Australia. Now things are changing a little bit of, because they want to make sure the industry also takes up its roots in the regional areas. So that is why all these small sectors of media industry, or I mean VFX industries, start coming up. You would have heard about this Indian artist. Indian artists were the one were very popular for this movie called Shivaji the Boss. Okay, they used for this Rajini is turning into a white, and for a song they used I mean Indian artists were the very popular one. But after that they were not here, they're gone, because there are a lot of other big companies started buying out these small companies, and it has also made a little bit of changes here. Okay, and this kind of regional works also became very popular, because not only because of the population, because of the low employment scale, or possibly because of the low income, it is also making sure that it also supports the regional movies, which means anybody, like example, Tamil industry, a low budget movie want to use a small effects or VFX, yes, it can be done. So that's also one of the reason. You can look at China is taking a huge part, India is taking a huge part in this VFX lines, and to an extent Netflix or Amazon started producing all these small web series and supporting the small industries with the mindset that this will survive, this will make the industry to go up. So that is the reason the VFX start coming into these lines. And this is what we are looking at, how these are. There are some painful moments in the VFX industry. Okay, 2013, everybody knows Life of Pi has won an Oscar award for VFX. But how many know this industry is no more here? Which means the industry was shut down because it was not financed. because they have know how it is going to be, because the projects are so huge, people are not able to fund it, so it was went to, for a shutdown. So to make this, to like it should not repeat again, or history should have a better, I mean industry should have a better standing, they opted for some other purpose of doing it. And that is the reason, if you look at last 5 years, it has become the first possible five highest earning movies are VFX movies. It can be Captain America, or it can be like Jurassic Park, whatever it is. So all these movies are start topping up, and VFX started coming into life because of the Netflix bloom. So that is the reason, one of the major reason they felt there is a need for improvement of VFX, not only on the works as well as on the technology part. It is also looked into the other ways, why they started looking at all these areas of implements. Okay, nobody imagined a film production studio, like the example Paramount, came down to produce a web series because they saw it is really coming up, it's really blooming up, it is the best possible way of getting the profit out of it. They with the collaboration of ILM, they did for Bird Box, and it was a very super hit. So that is where the paradigm shift has started happening. Okay, like not only in feature films, it is also coming to web series, and it started becoming a very popular one. It's because of the kind of work. Imagine if it is a feature film, you give one shot, you ask you give like 1,000 shots, you ask them, like you give them 6 months and you ask at the end. But whereas web series is go by episode. All you have to do is take a project, do it for a week or two, give the output. It is there. So that is why it is always good. People can really come out with all these areas of making it happen. Okay, like, and the customers also, like, they're very comfortable. Okay, the reach through stream is become very, very easy. Either it's mobile, or is it laptop, or any other medium. It's very, very simple. And that is where all these top-up facilities are started coming up, and it has become very, very popular with reference to streaming media. And one of the best part of this industry is globalization. Okay, so which means whatever I do, it's not only for me, or whatever I do doesn't stick to one particular region. It gets on to the next one. Okay, it goes out of my house. Like today, example, rotoscope works. Most of the works are done by India and China, and that is the reason all the small areas are started having their own industry. And before they used to send all the works. Like if it is like take example, if it is animation work used to goes to Hong Kong, or possibly it goes to China or Canada. Now any rotoscopy work for any Tamil industry, it is done in Chennai. So which means the globalization has helped. So that is where all this has started coming up and supporting it, and it also made some huge difference with relevant to these industries. And the employment stage of the industry started, like even if it is a small one or a big one, it has a huge difference. Before, like we had lots and lots of people coming from various sectors making a huge big employment or big infrastructure or whatever it is. But today all things are becoming a very, very, very simple one. 5 people can join together, make industry. They have to put a capital money of on the infrastructure and make it happen. Whereas big companies started shutting down, and that is the reason all this has started helping out in this one. Okay, so which means like the strategies is to buy and build by buying up in large scales. That is where all this started coming in, making lots of difference in the running of the VFX companies. And this slide will tell you what it is basically. A VFX company like to put money in operation rather than in your capital amount, which means I cannot spend my money in buying the equipments or gadgets or whatever it is. I like to spend money on like giving a work to somebody, that the work can be done and that can be used. So that is where this industry is making huge difference now. slowly, like investing on the capital becomes lesser, investing on the operating costs become a little bit higher. Why I have to speak all this? Your financial status in the industry makes a very vital role. That is the reason I need to put up all this. Why industry is doing really good now. Okay, we are coming to the main point here, the technology advancement. Okay, if you look at technology advancement, it has gone to the unimaginable areas. Okay, like what we have never imagined is happening now. Okay, that is where it is. Okay, so if you take like VFX is in camera, it is in lighting, it is in costume, it is in sets, it is in makeup, hair, all the areas is start coming into. And it is also coming into other parts, like you talk about a SAS or virtual reality, or it can be it can be a live field capture, whatever it is. Okay, so let's go by one. What is the advancement, technology advancement it has made now? Okay, so to start with, we have something called light field capture. Okay, this technology was started as a funding part. Okay, like they funded you in a Euro company, and it is slowly coming into like in operations now. What does it mean? Okay, take example as Viscom students, you guys will know, like I record a video. Okay, I just put my camera, record a video, and I have a subject here. So when I record my video, my face in this it's in the focus. But imagine I recorded, I have my video output outside. Okay, like in a TV, I have it. I want to make a focus at the background. Is it possible? That's not possible because the focus is on me. So whereas this light field capture is going to make the difference. Okay, that's where it's going to make. Okay, I'll place a video. The guy who did it, okay, he will speak on this. Okay, let's listen.
My name is Gilles Doyen, so from a Research and Innovation Lab in Rennes. I am a principal scientist and I'm working on a project called Light Field Processing and Workflow. The demo we present is called Light Field Live Capture, and the idea is to present a rig of 16 cameras that capture the same scene, and we have calibrated this 16 camera and we are able after that to process in real time to get a refocus application where we can put the focus plane in between 1 and 6 meters of the scene. This technology is different compared to a standard capturing system because of this 16 camera. We get the direction of the light that is useful for any processing. Why we are creating this technology? It's because we want to fully understand what having more than just one camera will bring for the future for different use cases we have in mind. First one is a post-production use cases where the creator will be able to use this content to enhance the effect it can bring or suppress the green screen, for instance. And we see also use cases for the end user, for VR application, for instance, where we can insert content and allow the possibility to have the motion parallax effect. What is important for us is to understand and to master the amount of data that is linked to this technology. With 16 camera, it means a lot of data, and we work on the format to understand how to transmit this information.
Okay, so this is going to make a huge difference. Okay, like a light field capture in VFX is going to make a huge difference. And the reason is, as part of the camera work, it will support. Okay, it will support. It's a major factor of making of the movie. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, the next one is, which is a very popular one. Okay, 180-degree LED wall. This LED wall can make a huge difference, especially with the sets. Okay, like if you would have watched a movie called Avatar. You would have watched a movie called Titanic. All these had a lots and lots of green mat, lots and lots of sets supported with set. You added, you have it. Okay, whereas they brought something called 180-degree LED wall, and the movie called First Man made people couldn't even imagine how can a LED wall can replace a set. Okay, I'll play a video now, okay, which will tell you, which can make you surprised how this making a huge difference, or how it is going to make a difference in the VFX sectors.
Great, let's cut and reset.
No matter what the project is, the creatives always want to see the closest representation to the final product as early on in the creative process.
When I first walked on the set and the wall was up and we started to look through the camera, it really started to feel like I was just filming in this actual location.
We can track a camera's position in space in real time and render its perspective so that we can compellingly convince a camera that something else is happening in front of it that really isn't there.
The thing to keep in mind is that the 3D world that you see on the wall is also a 3D scene that you can manipulate in Unreal Engine. So this gives the filmmakers full flexibility to make any change they want to the scene live.
So it's really exciting to see that we can, use the real-time lighting to not only change the environments virtually, but also have it affect the on-set lighting as well. This opens up kind of like a virtual playground to shoot in.
We've tried to expand the engine to be a very collaborative platform. So the director of photography, the director, they can all go into the scene and make modifications as they wish, as opposed to waiting for months and months.
In this new frontier of virtual production, the filmmaker is more grounded into the scene that they're shooting, into the story they're trying to tell.
Because you can interactively change the world, it brings all of those departments together because each one of them has a role in how this world is portrayed at some point along in the production.
It's been my dream to get computer graphics to the point that they're totally photoreal. And I've loved video games and movies all my life, and this is bringing the best of them together.
Okay, I'm sure it would normally it should surprise you because of the LED kind of work which is coming up now. Again, India got adopted to this one. Indian cinematographers are yet to adopt. Actually, it's not become so popular, but it's not so far. We are going to be adopted very, very, very fast, and possibly in a year or two. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the next one. Okay, Unreal AR VR. This one, okay, it's already in the movie where they have used it. They used it in the Jungle Book, okay, and maybe I would say it is going to make a huge difference in our streaming of VFX. Okay, everything is possible now, which means we use it for game. Okay, we use it for game. All the game engines are being used for movie production. Okay, so any work that we do now, it's also used for animation, it's also used for gaming, it's also used for movie. So it is so simple, provided we use it in a proper way. Okay, so I'll show you a demo, okay, which they have done it for a movie called Jungle Book. How AR VR, as well as Unreal gaming engine, is used here.
It's real.
Welcome to our humble home.
I think people of my generation who grew up with video games are very sensitive to photography and shots that look like they're completely digital. And so the trick is, how do you make it look like it was really filmed? And the way shots are designed when they're digital are much more efficiently done. The camera move is designed ahead of time, the cut points, the edit points, the performance, the camera moves. All that stuff is meticulous and perfect. But that perfection leads to a feeling that it's artificial.
nature movies. You're used to seeing it from a distance, but reading so much emotion to it. You don't see a close-up of a baby elephant going up to the other elephant. You know, you see it from a distance always, and yet it's heartbreaking. So how could we plug into that?
When we thought, how are we going to approach The Lion King, we knew we needed to do something new, completely new. And we had the idea to do this in virtual reality. Take the tools of virtual reality and apply those to filmmaking in a way that's never been done before. We built a video game, the purpose of which is to make a movie. Inside that video game, instead of cars and guns and points being scored, we've got cameras and lights and lions. So we go inside the volume, which is this technology blank space, this space that's filled with grids that hold virtual reality sensors, things that tell the computers where virtual cameras are in space, or virtual Steadicams, or virtual dollies, or virtual cranes. These all look like and feel like real filmmaking equipment, except there's no camera attached. There's just a sensor that says, hi, I'm a camera, I'm over here, I've got a 50mm lens on, I'm looking downward at 20 degrees, and there's a line. And it's just as if you're playing a video game, except instead of controllers, and we do use controllers at times, we're using tripods, we're using wheels, we're using Steadicams. So we're giving the filmmakers all the analog tools that they're accustomed to. Their instincts are reliable, but the output is all through this real-time game engine.
Yeah, let's just back up the animation. You need to be a hair lower, though. All right?
Okay, you would have watched this movie, but looking at how it is made, using AR, VR, really, like, you can know like how things are different now. Okay, so it has gone to the next stage. Almost now every movie that they are planning on now in Hollywood productions, they are planning on making sure that AR, VR with a game engine is going to be a part of it. So they can go into a scene, okay, they can change which angle of camera can be used so that the output is perfect. Okay, as per for any creator, they like to see the output is perfect, they like to see the output is creative, as well as whatever using computer generation, the generated one, it has to be original. So that's where it will make a difference. Okay, so next one is basically a virtual walk. Okay, this one has become it has also won a Cannes Appreciation one. Okay, they made a movie. They made a walkthrough of the movie. Okay, where a group of immigrants were asked to go for a cross U.S. border. Okay, and they were able to feel the movie, like how the actor and actress felt, or how as an actor you feel what the movie is. Okay, it is actually again a kind of using AR VR as a virtual walkthrough. The movie name is Flesh and Sand. Okay, I'll just give you the trailer of it, as well as a little bit of how it is made. Okay, it has a very small one. You can just go through it. Okay, so this is basically a kind of walkthrough. This also is going to be the next industry. Okay, AR, VR, using your technology, you're making people to walk in, possible. Okay, let's get into the next one. Okay, this one is basically a kind of hyper reality technology. Okay, again, using a VR one. Okay, which was experienced, I mean, put into experimental one in a test drive. Okay, like basically, you don't need to drive. Okay, when you drive this, you can just do all this hyper reality, feel how it is. So this is done in China actually. Okay, and it's a kind of a success, and it's also very important that this hyper reality is going to make a difference. Okay, and the next one is the kind of okay, I'll come to this slide. Okay, this slide is why this slide is going to be the scary part of our industry. The reason is now AI is coming inside. AI can take over our work. Possible, 99% possible. Okay, to show you that, I will show you a sample video, a simple video, which can show how we did any animation work using frame by frame. But whereas this AI can make that video very simple using all the advanced technology, and the guy who does the animation is no more there. Okay, let's see the video. Okay.
Traditionally, CGI visual effects are created by first building characters and then animating those characters frame by frame, a time-consuming process. Ziva Dynamics addresses this problem with AI-based simulation software. This enables VFX artists to create creatures that look and move correctly based on the laws of physics. With this technology, teams can use parallel computer simulations and automation in place of linear, manual frame-by-frame design workflows. Ziva VFX allows users to create computational models of the natural body features of real people and creatures. These models are then simulated through an offline computation process to achieve highly realistic results. The results of those simulations can even be fed into machine learning algorithms that learn the body's movements.
Okay, there was a question actually which an academician was posting up. Do visual communication or BAC visual communication has to be changed or BA visual communication, because it does not, it's more of related to other normal communication or normal media courses. But my answer was like, no, it's not going to be. This visual communication is not going to be the same as which least everybody is doing. Now there's a need for these guys to learn AI. The reason is AI is going to be a part and parcel of media industry from now on. Your visual language or your deep learning is going to be it. So that is the reason AI also can take up job. Imagine, okay, if you take wire removal shot. So normally wire removal, we have 24 frames or 48 frames. You give it to a company, they do it for 3 months or 2 months or 4 months, etc., etc. And the kind of employees that they have around for 20 guys or 30 guys or whatever it is, are going to make out of it, a life out of it. But whereas AI comes in, they do the 40% people's work in 3 minutes. That's it, over. So AI is going to be the next word for media industry. And that is the reason we always say get yourself updated. Okay, which means, which is also we need to know as a media guys, we also get ourselves updated to the latest technology that is there. Okay, so what are I estimated on this local one that we have done? Okay, one of the major parts now this need is looking at all this smart assistant reuse creative environment source. Source is basically the European project. Okay, again how it is there. Then as I informed earlier, it is going to be AI influence, and the technology that is used for human face recognition, rotoscopics, and as well as the next one, 5G. So that is the reason the next once the 5G comes, all the Netflix or Amazon or any streaming media is going to be very, very popular. And automatically you are going to have a high quality output. So that is the reason it's important. Okay, and apart from that, we are cloud computing, real-time work, any possible high level of GPU is there to make sure that it works. So that's also there. And to conclude, okay, the next major thing that media industry will need to adopt is a machine language as well as artificial intelligence. Even you can be a creative person, you can be a best guy to go on, but your creativity has to be put it in place so that the entire world shows or sees your output as the best. And for that, AI is going to be the one. Or any other technology that we have seen so far is going to be the one for VFX part. Okay, with that, I'll just wind up my session parts. You have a question to be asked, you can put it up in your chat box. I'm ready to take up any questions or any comments on the productions or any comments on the videos that you have seen so far. That also you can put it up. I think my voice is breaking, or I managed to change it. I don't still it's there. But of course, my PPT would have guided you with a proper understanding of your. Check. Okay, in case you have questions, you can put it up. I'm sure like this presentations of VFX would have helped you in understanding what it is. Okay, so the question comes up: how far do you think VFX is used in the Indian film industry? There is, I would say, like as far as my reference studies, which I have done and quite a bit in the last few weeks, the VFX part in Indian industry is quite high. Okay, quite high in the sense there is no movie without VFX. Okay, it can be a color correction, or it can be a wire removal, or it can be stunt coordinators. So if you look at even the stunt part, there is a wire. Okay, so which means it's kind of it's kind of a part and parcel of any flow to a VFX. So it is that. That's what I mean. Like it is used fully, 100%. But of course, not on the advanced technology that we're talking about. At the minimum level, yes. If the person wants to become a light field captain in VFX, should be a field. Yes. There was a time when machine communication people should know physics, not little bit of physics, good physics. The reason is we deal with sound. Okay, we deal with sound, and we also deal with how do you put it? We also deal with audio. So automatically there is a need for someone to understand what it is. Okay, let me check my audio again. A few minutes. Okay, let me put it up my microphone and see whether it can help. Can someone tell me if the audio is working now, or is it bad? Is the audio is okay now or still bad? Okay, let me check. Okay, I think it's still worse. I think now it should be a little bit okay. I'll see it. Okay. Okay, the question is if the person wants to become a light field capture in VFX, what should basically know? You're basically supposed to know physics, and you should know good knowledge of the camera, and you should have a passion towards experiment. So, because if you look at the light field capture camera part, it has lots and lots of different sectors. Okay, like how much of camera output, how much of lens, how much of hardest part is used. So all the technology is out there. So your basic understanding of this one is a need. Okay. Maybe I guess. Okay, I think my headphone is working perfectly, I guess. So I'll stick to my headphones now. As a visual communication student, what should they want to learn next time if they want to enter the field? My personal advice is you learn as much as you can. Okay, it's not only audio, it's not only video, it's not only make whatever it is, you need to know. Okay, that is the reason we always suggest people to learn as much as you can. If you look at visual communication, first year, second year, third year, gives you lots of subjects. Okay, like what we do is normally we don't like this subject, we don't like that subject, we use only this subject. So automatically we stick to only one. So that is, but that should not be the case. So you should start put lots and lots of stuff, start learning everything. But at a point you will pick up one thing. Okay, which is there. Okay, so it's good you learn everything. Maybe like you choose your area of specialization, and then you can make the difference. Okay, can as a visual communication student, does visual effects replace live actors? That is possible. I've seen a documentary where they clone the actor, and the actor is doing this part of it. Okay, the clone actor and the entire cloning of the guy is being done, and the guy is replaced with the clone's image. So that's also possible. If you have any more questions or still am I audible? Okay, there's question is. Okay, I guess I have done my part. Is it still worse? Let me check. Check. Okay. Okay. You able to hear me now? Is the issue solved at least now? Okay. I think I'll stop here. Okay. I think my audio is still bad, or some technical issues, which issues I cannot solve it lively. So without wasting time, I'll just put it up. What is our next show that we have in our webinars? It is going to be creative technology and IoT. Okay, which is been planned on 30th of May, which is going to be next Saturday. So coming Saturday, you're going to have this show, and you can actually watch it now. Okay, like you can just click our channel. You can just go through this. Please join us on the next one. Okay, let me. Physics and maths is necessary to learn. Yes, for Viscom, it is yes, it's necessary. I would always suggest it's always better you learn physics for visual communication. If not maths, of course, maths is not much needed, but it goes as a supportive element. But whereas physics is needed. Okay, maybe like one last question. If the audio is good, I'll take one last question. Okay, so I would stop here. Okay, so I'll see you on coming Saturday for our webinar program. Okay, till then, thanks a lot again. You can also find, if you want to know about our college, you can find in this website. You can also log into our Facebook as well as YouTube to know about our department. And please do attend other webinar programs. And before we end up, I will just like to throw out awareness video on our programs.
நீங்க யாரும் இல்லாம குமரகுரு ஒரு வெறுமையை உணருது. ஆனா அதே நேரம் கொரோனா பாதிப்புகளை தவிர்க்க வீட்ல பாதுகாப்பாவும் ஆரோக்கியமாவும் இருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைச்சு சந்தோஷப்படுது.
அரசோட ஊரடங்கு உத்தரவு அடுத்த 21 நாளைக்கு அமல்ல இருக்க போகுது. ஒவ்வொரு உயிரும் ரொம்பவே உன்னதமானது. அதனால இந்த உத்தரவை அலட்சியப்படுத்தாம இனி வரப்போற கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு உங்களையும் உங்க குடும்பத்தையும் உங்களை சார்ந்தவங்களையும் ரொம்ப பாதுகாப்பா பார்த்துக்கோங்க.
குமரகுருவோட மாணவர்கள், ஆசிரியர்கள், ஊழியர்கள் மற்றும் உலகம் முழுவதும் இருக்கிற முன்னாள் மாணவர்கள்னு நீங்க எல்லாரும் உங்க குடும்பத்தோட பாதுகாப்பா இருப்பீங்கன்னு நம்புறோம். ஆனா இனி வரப்போற சவாலான நாட்கள்ல இன்னும் அதிகமா உங்களை பத்திரப்படுத்திக்கோங்க.
நம்ம ஒவ்வொருத்தரோட ஒத்துழைப்பும் பல உயிரை காப்பாத்துங்கிறத மனசுல வச்சு செயல்படுங்க. ஒரு நல்ல மனுஷனாவும் நல்ல குடிமகனாவும் உங்களையும் உங்களை சுத்தி இருக்கிறவங்களையும் பாதுகாத்து கொரோனாவை கட்டுப்படுத்துற நடவடிக்கைக்கு ஒத்துழைப்பு கொடுத்த ஹீரோயின்களா நிலைமை சீரான பிறகு உங்களை சந்திக்க குமரகுரு காத்திருக்கு.